So today's session, strengthening financial education in your school district with Intuit for Education. So at the end of this session, you're all going to leave with a teacher level account so you can see what your staffing experience, all of the resources that we have in Intuit for Education. You're going to leave with an understanding of how we can support schools and districts with professional development, resources, and other partnership opportunities. And you should get a little roadmap of the rest of the day and get a sense and a feel of the things that you'll be seeing throughout the day. Moving, there we are. Oh, Francisco, I'm having a hard time advancing the slide. There we go. What is Intuit for Education? There, move forward. So, Intuit for Education, this is really, as you heard from Dave at the kickoff session, this is how Intuit gives back to the communities it serves. Our goal is to empower 50 million students with financial literacy, capability, and confidence. Everything that you're going to see today was built for teachers and it was built by teachers. Everything that you see today will be 100% free. The tools and the resources and the curriculum that we have available to you. And all of this is standard aligned end to end. Use it. You can open it up, slides, lesson plans, worksheets, activities, all the things that you will need. So what you're going to be doing today is that each session is going to include a hands-on exploration of the tools that we have to offer you. You'll be navigating the platform, running simulations, and leaving with something concrete to try. In order to get the most out of today, we want to make sure we walk you through the process of getting an account set up. So if you don't have an account already, I'm going to walk you through. If you do have an account already, wonderful, you're already one step ahead, and you can go ahead and log into that account when we get there. So we are going to ask you to navigate to this link here or hit the QR code with your phone or whatever device you have. Um, and this is going to take you to the education.intuit.com, the portal main page. All right. And then Meredith, who's going to be with us today, is drop that link in the chat. So you can click on that. And throughout the day, you'll see Meredith dropping in different links that we can share. So when you get to this page, what I'd love all of you to do is click that little sign up button up there. If you already have your account, you click the login and you get right in. And then once you sign up or click to sign up, it's going to ask you which one describes you. We're going to ask you to sign up as teacher today. So with the three account types we have, teacher, student, independent learner. The teacher account level will give you access to all of the curriculum and resource materials. So that's the one that you want to use if you want to see everything that we have to offer. From there, you'll enter your email and a password, and you'll create that account. Just note that if you already have an account created under that email address, it might prompt you to log in. If you are having issues with that, I believe that there is a way to reset your account. If not, you can go ahead and set an account up under a new email address if you'd like to try that as well. It's going to ask you some information about your name, your what your students call you, your teacher name, and then how many students you anticipate using this content for. If you're an administrator, you might not have any students that you're directly using the content for. That's not a problem at all. And in just a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to set you off to navigate the website and see some of the offerings that are available there. Before we do, we're going to walk you through a few things. But you're going to find courses, you're going to find simulations, you're going to find the calculators, and you're going to find games. When you look on the left sidebar navigation, you're going to see links to professional development, state standards, so you can choose your state and see how everything aligns to your state standards and CTE pathways. We're going to talk about that a little bit more this afternoon, and there's a whole session on how we align to CTE pathways if you'd like to take a look at that. Within our offerings in Intuit for Education, there's two types of courses. There's the guided courses that are offered, and there are also self-paced courses. In the courses, these are teacher-led lessons that are downloadable. They come with a full lesson plan, a worksheet. They come with slides ready to present, different assessments, and answer keys available to you. Ready to teach. Everything is done in Google Docs or Google Drive, so you can make a copy, make all the edits to personalize it, add all the accommodations that you need to do for your students. All of that is available to you. And this is best when you're using this for whole class instruction. I want to put something on the screen or I want everyone working on this. This is the guided course is the way to go. Now, let's say you have a group of students that wants to work a little bit more autonomously, or maybe you need to provide some extra credit or outside of school opportunities. The self-paced courses are a great opportunity for that. These are student-led. It tracks the student progress. You will assign the course to your students. They can then use this as an independent or a flipped classroom style. You can assign this as a homework piece. Seen schools use this as a credit recovery piece, a lot of different ways which you might be able to assign this out to individual students. So this really works great when you're trying to differentiate, when you're trying to deal with absences or make up work, independent work, those types of situations. If you're a district admin, yes, thanks for that question, Meredith. Thanks for jumping on the questions. Meredith will be in there right on the spot with all the answers to your thoughts, with your questions and comments. So glad to see that. So other highlights here. I want to highlight just the partnership aspect of Intuit and Intuit for Education. We're really here to work with you as administrators on professional development, learning management system integration, standards alignment resources, how we best solve the problems that you all have as uh, education administrators, not just delivering the content, but creating the infrastructure for the content to live and to be used in your schools. I'm going to spend a moment talking about this financial foundations course that we've most recently built. And this is a really great opportunity for teachers that aren't in the personal finance spaces to come in and teach personal finance to students. So we'll go through that in a moment. And then everything we have here are ready to teach materials that reduce planning time. It's really meant to help your teachers, give them something to start from and give them a palette to then build from. Specifically in our financial foundations course, you will find this under courses. So when you're navigating the page, you're going to see courses. You go there and you'll see financial foundations. This was built specifically for teachers without a background teaching personal finance. We had requests from a number of our schools and districts that we work with for modules that might be used in like an advisory session or something like that, or an advisory class period, where they might want to roll out personal finance to all students in a building. These are guided discussion formats, so everything starts with a discussion question and really just goes down through rich discussion and follow-up. Introductory topics, these don't go deep into the subject matter, but they're all accessible, approachable topics for teachers of any subject type to start conversations and have conversations with students about money. Like I said, great for advisory periods, great for if you've got a whole school module or you're doing a rotation or things like that. These are great resources for that. District PD support. So I'm actually going to turn it over now to my colleague Meredith to introduce herself and tell you a little bit about what PD looks like and some of the things you might be considering when talking to us about setting up some professional development. Meredith?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Like Nick, I also have a background in education. I was a certified secondary education educator. So, our district PD support, we offer sessions statewide. We offer PD for CTE educators, for social studies educators, and also workforce development. So, we're very inclusive around PD. PD can be virtual, can be in person. There's never a cost to PD. There's no paperwork. It's embedded into any of the trainings that you've already provided. And we also have on-demand PD, which Nick will review a little bit more later. Next slide. Oh, are we in breakouts already? You're on mute.
Before we get to that next slide, there's one slide at the beginning that I didn't quite get to that we skipped over. So I want to do that now before we go into our breakout. So if we could all just drop into the chat right now. Yes, Charles, if you've got questions, this is the absolutely appropriate place to drop them in. What I would love is for all of you just to take a moment to drop in a little bit about where you're from and tell me a little bit of what you're trying to get out of the day today. So I've given you a little overview. In a moment, we're going to go and give you time to explore the i4E portal and platform. But for now, I just want you to chime in with anything that you're looking to get out of today. Tell me where you're coming from. Just a great little start for us to have an exchange. And don't be shy. Meredith, it looks like we do have a shy group today, so
We do have a shy group. All right, we have something. It's coming
there
in.
we
Yes, the chat is the appropriate place to ask any questions that you have. Do not hesitate. There are, plenty of questions that we can answer. Unlimited time.
Excellent. A lot of folks looking for resources, tools. From a school board perspective, wonderful. Love to show you how a little bit more how we can look at that. Um, Instructional services and support, 22 districts with math curriculum. Wonderful. So we can show you some things that you can share out across your schools. So really, this is the thrust of this pillar today, this admin path, is to help you not with just the classroom resource implementation, but how we can then share resources that you can share out to all of your schools. So, with that being said, as you guys want to put a few more of those in, I love all of them. Thank you. This is really helpful for us. What we are going to do, and this is our wonderful tech host on the back end, is in just a moment going to send us out into breakout rooms. So, we're going to do a little forced communication here. Yeah, so Francisco, we're gonna do maybe let's do 5 people to room, I think, for now. And what I'd like you to do is you're gonna go and navigate with your own personal goals in mind. And Meredith, if you wouldn't mind just dropping the link one more time in the chat to the portal, and they can
Yeah,
go through.
absolutely.
Find one resource that you like and that you want to come back to, and then think about that. Maybe talk about it in your small group there. We'll break out here for 5 minutes, and then we'll come back together. We'll talk about some of the neat things you saw, anything that was intriguing to you. So just be putting a few things of those in your head, and then we'll come back in 5 minutes. Francisco, you can break them out. Thank you. Right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for coming back in. Give everyone a moment to get back. And as you're coming back with us, I'd love for you to drop in the chat one resource or tool or thing that you found that was really intriguing to you, something that you might like to explore more. And Francisco, while we do this, I wonder if you might be able to share the control so I can share my screen and I can walk through the product a little bit myself.
Yes, you should have access now, Nick.
Great. Give me 1 second to get myself logged in. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'll bring it into the tool here. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go into the chat, just take a look at these things here. Entrepreneurial finance, self-paced versus teacher-led. Yes, both options there. The core personal finance course is great. The simulations and the vouchers. We're going to get to vouchers later today, so make sure you come back for the closing session today, and we've got some exciting stuff there. The educator community, that's something that we're still building out, but there's been a robust kind of Facebook group that's been coming out. So I'm just going to take you through at a high level some of the things that I see and some of the things that might be of interest to you. There is a search bar up here. This is an AI powered search that you can enter and find anything on a topic. Of course, the courses are the easiest place to start. You've got like the guided and the self-paced as we spoke about before indicated here. And as you go into them, like the entrepreneurial finance, you're going to see very quickly, you can see the unit, all the lessons that are associated with it. And so when you go in, you're going to see all of the things that you can find with these lessons. You're going to see the learning objectives. You're going to for the entrepreneurial finance, we don't have national standards for those, but in the personal finance course, you're going to see the alignment to the national standards. Um, and then in here, you're going to see a full lesson plan. And when we click into this lesson plan, very comprehensive. This everything you could want, all of the educator materials, student materials, all the links are there, plus a very detailed and prescripted lesson that takes you through. So something that could satisfy most needs of most lesson plans. Things that you might need to do are the add the accommodations that you might need for the differentiation of instruction, things like that. But then also you have slides for each of these lessons. So you can go through and literally just put the deck right up, review these, in your lesson prep, take students right through these slides. The activities are also included. So when you're in there, you've got a worksheet. This one is calculating the break-even point. There's an answer key available to once you're approved and authorized user in there. And plus, we've got different simulations and the like there. So lots and lots of stuff in these lessons. So that just gets you through the courses. So if I come back to home, I also just want to point out the simulations and the calculators. These are a little lighter touch, a little easier to jump into. We've got them for all of these different things. So you can go into this taxcaster simulation, and this is going to walk you through the process of completing a tax return. So all types of different things like this. When you get into the calculators, let's go back one more. Lots of different calculator options. So, debt repayment calculator, compound interest calculator, inflation calculator. So, let's say, we want to think about a student loan calculator. You've got a young person that's getting ready for college. You can come in here, and this literally just allows you to come in and enter how much you need to borrow, what you think the anticipated rate, interest rate would be, what would be the desired loan term, and then it's going to calculate your estimated payment. So we could do this and multiple times. You can then go ahead to your favorite AI and use, create a bunch of different scenarios or simulations and use that right with this. So all of this is available to you. Just one of the neat little things also. And then the professional development, this takes you to all of our PD resources. These are all the self-paced resources that are available to you as educators and administrators. So this is all learning on demand. And then the last two things I want to show you. This is the state standards alignment. So no matter where you are, you can come in here, you find your state standards, you click in there, and there's a document here that aligns all of those standards to the lessons and the units that we have available. All right. So really, really great resource there. And then the last thing, we're going to get into this later today. There's an entire session on this. But for those of you that have strong and robust CTE pathways, these are all the 16 career clusters from the advanced CTE. And for each of these, you can go into them, and it's going to take you through a very specific alignment on how you might align these with CTE programming. So, again, we're going to share those later today as well. We have a session on that after this, and then we'll talk about that as we come back together later. And then the last thing that I want to take us to, I'm going to come back. If you don't mind putting up those slides for me one more time, Francisco. Great. The last thing that I want to share is a resource, and if you've been had any familiarity with us before, these are one of those little these are the FinSight cards, and this is something that's really, really super exciting and easy to use. Teachers love these. They're a deck of playing cards that have little prompt questions that get kids thinking about money, and a great way to just start conversations. So I'm going to just walk you through a little bit what that looks like, and then I'm going to share one more time on my screen to show you what this looks like. These are a physical deck of cards, but we also have an online version of this. So these are great for getting started, money, goals, values, things like that. Great warm up for a lesson. And I'm going to take you to the digital version of this now. So I'm going to share my screen one more time, and then we'll have a moment to go through this. And then Meredith, if you wouldn't mind putting that into the chat, intuit.me/finsights. And so this is the digital version of this, and this is a great way to get these started. You put these up on the presentation screen, and you go through it. There's a few features on here that I'll call out. So the first is you got a question that pops up. So you just put this right on your browser window, right onto your smart board or whatever it is. We can set a timer. So let's say we want to do a 5 minute thinking session on this. You click 5 minutes. It's going to put a little timer on the screen, start counting down for you right there. I can turn this into night mode if I've got some light issues in the room, and then it'll take us through a question. And then I can show, so do you think having more money leads to more happiness? Why or why not? Do this as a think, pair, share, do it small groups, maybe just a little popcorn, however you feel like this works in your rooms. And then beyond these, we have follow-up questions. So there's two more questions that you can go into them with. All right, well then, do you think money can solve all problems? Why or why not? How would you define enough money? So just ways to get them started. Now, let's say we've got a particular unit that we're trying to work from, and we want to do something on income. So we're going to just look at the questions that are related to income. So you can see each of these are tagged by the standard, the strand. So what's a product or service you wish existed? How would you create it? How comfortable do you feel talking about money with friends or family? Why do you think that is? And then I can continue just clicking next question, next question, next question. I can bring up a question I want to find. I can then use this as a little piece to with all these groups. So just an interesting way to bring some of these low level types of questions, get kids talking, get teachers talking, and all the like. So I wanted to share that with all of you now. Um, and I'm going to come back now and let's just go to the chat and see if there's any questions. Meredith, any themes that you're finding that are coming out from any of the questions so far, or anything that we'd like to
Around
address with the whole
dual
group?
enrollment,
Dual enrollment. What about dual enrollment? That's a great question.
if we are currently offering that.
So and I'll tell you there is someone that to talk to if you want to see our dual enrollment, and that is Caleb. Meredith, I'm not sure if you have his email handy that you can drop in the chat.
I
I think
can, yes.
yeah.
Thank you very much. I'd be very interested.
Definitely. Excellent. Thank you, Charles. So what I will tell you is that in the dual enrollment space, you can use any of the curriculum that we have available here. We do see educators use that. As you get into some of the technical software, say QuickBooks, for example, there are some nuances between the high school resources that we've been building for QuickBooks and the post-secondary resources we've been building for QuickBooks. So there is a little nuance there. We'd be happy to walk you through. But for the most part, there's a lot of resources that can be shared across in a dual enrollment setting, and they're using a lot of these that way. And there's Caleb's email. Caleb is in charge of all of our higher education work, so you can reach out to him, and he'll be more than happy to talk with you about it.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Any other questions or thoughts from the group here before I navigate you out to the rest of your day? We've got a little bit of time. Meredith, this session went a little bit quicker than I thought it
Okay.
might. So if you have thoughts or questions, we're really interested in going into those. Is there anything that anyone saw from the hub that we really, really liked and would like to hear more about? All right. Um, Francisco, if you wouldn't mind throwing those slides back up one more time for me. Excellent. So, key takeaways for us here today. What I want you to see is that throughout the course of the day, you're going to see how this platform supports teachers at every level. Whether it's the high school level, you're introducing financial literacy to students in ninth grade. Whether we're looking at post-secondary opportunities through dual enrollment. Whether we're looking at certification pathways for students to get a head start on their careers. So, a lot of opportunity there to partner with you and to support your schools. Financial foundations is the lowest lift entry point for a whole campus rollout. So if you've got, we want to put this into a wheel or whatever it is, that's a great place to start for that. Your next session is not going to start for a little bit here. You can stay in this admin track if you'd like to. That session is going to be, the next session is going to be on the new AP Business and Personal Finance course that's being rolled out. So a very exciting opportunity for your business pathways, for some advanced placement credit with that. And they're very excited to share all that with you. Later on, we'll have CEE, the Council for Economic Education, coming in to present, and then we'll be coming back together this afternoon. I've got links to request some free Certiport vouchers when you come back to us, and all the like. And we will be here for the next few minutes. So I'll be with you all day. Meredith and I are in this room. We are your hosts for the day. So happy to walk you through anything there.